Alright, today we are going to be working on activity 2.16. It's entitled Traveling with Charlie. It's a nonfiction story, and our learning targets: analyze the genre of literary nonfiction and summarize key ideas, find textual evidence to support my analysis of a text. Okay, so we have a new strategy that we're going to talk about called diffusing. It's kind of just a different way of using context clues. So you're going to, as we read through the story, you are going to highlight words that are unfamiliar, and then you're going to try and use context clues to figure out what they mean. Now you can put those in the My Notes section if you need to. Also, so you're going to do two things: look for those new words, highlight them, and also look for any passages, which means little sections, with strong imagery and description that you can picture in your head. Okay, so if you find a spot where you think, oh man, that could draw a picture of what he's describing right now, that would be a spot that you can highlight. Okay, so this is from the author John Steinbeck, who's most famous for his book, The Grapes of Wrath, which you might read in high school. So after you read, remember you're doing those two things. It's called Travels with Charlie in Search of America. So this is part of the book that he wrote. So as you read, make sure you're looking for those two things: new words and good imagery. And then we'll get to the end here. So go ahead and pause it until you finish reading the story. Craft instruction number 1. What is Steinbeck's point of view about national parks? How is this point of view conveyed in the text? So what does he say about it, and evidence to support that? Number 2. What evidence does Steinbeck give to the ranger to convince him that his dog should be allowed in the national park? Number 3. What evidence from the text supports the ranger's attitude toward bears? What evidence from the text supports Steinbeck's attitude towards bears? So they have two different ideas there. Number 4. Explain how the sentence, "the only way I can prove it would be to get a bear," fits into the story. Number 5. Which details tell about how Steinbeck feels at the change in Charlie's behavior? So these are all finding textual evidence to support or to answer the question. Number 6, underline the last line of the text. What conclusion does Steinbeck make about animals? What happened in the text that led him to this conclusion? So that's obviously pretty short. Describe how the line or passage supports Steinbeck's conclusions about animals, and why do you think Steinbeck brought his dog along on this trip? And that's it. Pretty easy. This is going to be a short one. Read the short story or the excerpt from the novel and answer the questions. All right, thanks, guys.